Does Labushkin look ready to go?
Bush will go. He's ready, so we're excited to have him back.
When he's hitting the way he was the other night, what are the residual effects that can have on a game?
It's obviously an energy boost. Physicality is part of the game, part of the sport, and he can bring it. So, we welcome that addition to our lineup when we were, offering him, and certainly glad he's on our team.
Jokiharju is a big loss for you guys, but with Labushkin next to Power, what can he really bring for Owen?
Yeah, it's early in the year, so all these, as we've spoken so many times, that things change, and they change fast throughout the course of a season due to injuries. And we've already had a couple back there, and that means different pairs, different partners, and a chance to evaluate how that chemistry is, or evaluate it and work to improve chemistry between guys. So, tonight it'll be that, and I don't think there'll be any hiccups. I think those guys have had enough time within learning our system, getting a feel for our system, that I believe that transition will be smooth.
What part has Samuelsson played in the success Dahlin has had?
I think Samuelsson is, the way he plays, the presence he has, plays part of any success we have as a team. It's just another capable guy. So, when we added him, mid-season last year, it was another component of depth of guys that really impact winning. And then to move beyond that, when you partner up with him, he takes care of a lot of details. Obviously, he's a physical presence and a great athlete. So anybody he pairs up with, their job is much easier. And it happens to be Dahls, and that frees up even more skill in the player that Dahlin is.
What was your message to Jack Quinn with taking a step out for 2 games, going back in? In what ways can that experience really help a guy getting back on the ice, seeing things from a different perspective, and especially those 2 teams you guys played? I'm sure there's certain benefits to it.
I do think for young players, there should be some sort of balance, or some sort of balance can help them progress, especially at that age, to step back out of the fire, out of the heat of the moment, and have time to digest more of what we're talking about, more of what's going on within the league and our team. And my message to Jack was, he's not going to be out long. We can't afford to have him out long. We're going to do. We know these young guys that we have in our organization are talented, and we know that they're going to develop through the course of the season. Do they need to play every game and get into the grind of that? Is that helpful or not? Sometimes that's not conducive to development if they get in, the wear and tear is to a point where they just have to focus on recovering rather than actually targeting improvements. So to step back, I think, will be a benefit to him now, and potentially any young guy as they move along.
Could you see, if you guys stay healthy up front, could you see a rotation there where you take turns?
Lance, what I think is, if we stay healthy up front, we're going to need a rotation. You have a 23-man roster in the NHL, so 3 guys are out of the lineup, and you don't want to keep any 3 out of the lineup for long. You want to make sure and at that point, you might give guys days just thinking of potential rest, but that's almost a fantasy thought when you think of the grind of the NHL. You usually have guys, unfortunately, out of the lineup because of injury. But yeah, if you had conceivably 23 guys healthy, there absolutely would be a rotation.
I haven't seen an update on Jokiharju. Is there a timeline or?
No timeline. He's back home to get looked at by our doctors, and I don't think it's a long timeline. I think we wanted him to get home. Why sit on the road? There's some things that didn't want him sitting around, and we'd rather have our doctors look at him. So he made it home, and he's progressing.